So yelling works until it doesn't. Right? And by the time you realize it stopped working, your child has already learned to shut you out. I've been there, and if you're watching this, I think you have too. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your child tunes you out and 4 simple shifts that can change that. Okay, so no yelling, no repeating yourself 20 times, just a calmer home and a child who actually hears you and listens to you. This is going to take you about 10 minutes and it might change how tomorrow morning feels for you. So stick with me. A short story. It was dinner time and I had spent the whole afternoon in the kitchen making lasagna for my kids, okay, and my family. And this was from scratch, okay, ladies? The lasagna sheets from scratch. And my son comes home and he sat down at the table and he looked at his plate and just refused to touch it. I asked nicely, I really did. Just try it once, okay? You might like it. Nothing. Can you please just start eating? Still nothing. And that was it. Something just snapped in me and I yelled at him. Not the simple yelling, but like the crazy monster type yelling, and in front of everyone at the table, okay? And the room went quiet and he burst into tears and ran to his room. He didn't eat dinner that night. And I sat with my journal later, just writing out, why won't he listen to me? Why is he so defiant and disobedient? But honestly, that wasn't even the hardest part. The hardest part was what the yelling was doing to me. Because it wasn't just that one dinner, okay? It was every morning, getting them up for school, getting them up for Fajr prayers, every bedtime, every homework battle, every single day. I was starting that cycle again and again, okay? Asking, repeating, getting ignored, and then snapping. And after every single time I lost it, I'd feel this huge wave of guilt and shame wash over me, right? Like, what kind of mother am I and why am I this way, okay? And then that anxiety started creeping in before the situation even happened, okay? Like I'd already be tense walking to the room knowing what was coming, okay? My shoulders were up and my jaw was tight and I was angry before they'd even done anything. Okay, it was like an autopilot response. I wasn't just yelling at my kids anymore. I was living in a constant low hum of frustration, stress that followed me everywhere. Okay? And the more I yelled, the less it worked. So I yelled more, and it worked even less. Okay? And that cycle almost broke me. That night with the journal, I wrote, why won't he listen to me? But what I was really asking was, how do I get out of this cycle? Okay? And I get a lot of questions like this from moms. That question sent me down this rabbit hole of child psychology, nervous system science, NLP, and I've been studying this for many years now. This story happened when my kids were younger, okay? And what I found out completely changed how my kids respond to me, okay? Most days now, they listen to me. Not perfect, and not always the first time, but I don't have to become that version of me anymore. And alhamdulillah, that peace has come back to my home, okay? And honestly, it came back to me. And I cannot describe it. I made this video because I know you've had your version of that dinner table moment. Maybe it happened this morning, or maybe it happens every single day. So let's talk about what's actually going on and what to do instead. Okay, my name is Tasneem Nomani. I'm a parenting coach for moms. And everything I'm going to share with you today is rooted in child psychology, nervous system science, and NLP. Okay, this is not just theory. This is what I use with my own kids, and I want you to use this in your life. I want you to leave with certain tools that you can implement, start using today, okay? And I help moms through in my one-on-one coaching, okay? And before we go any further, I want you to hear this. If your child only listens to you when you raise your voice, you're not a bad mom, okay? You're not failing as a mom. You just haven't been taught how your child's brain actually hears you. Okay, nobody taught us this. Okay, we've not been taught how to parent our kids. At school, we're just expected to figure it out, right? So that changes right now. When we say he's not listening, what's actually happening is that his brain is completely absorbed in something else. Maybe a game, or cartoon, maybe a certain thought even. A puzzle, he's deep into it, okay? So children have what's called a working memory. They think of it like a tiny whiteboard inside their brain, and that's where they hold information long enough to act on it. Okay, and for young children, especially that very young, that whiteboard is quite small. Okay, so when you call from the kitchen, put your shoes on, grab your water bottle, get your bag, we're going to be late. By the time they process the first sentence, the next one has already been erased. To you, it feels like defiance. To them, it's just overload. Okay, and their nervous system matters here too. If they're deep in play mode and you're suddenly pulling them away from something they love, their brain can shift into like a stress response. That's when you see the ignoring. That's when you feel that they're arguing with you and they're shutting down. It's not an attitude problem. It's not disrespect. Their brain is just being a child's brain, okay? So the moment I really understood this, I stopped taking it personally. And that shift alone made things so much softer between us. So the first thing to change is not what you say to them, it's how you enter into their zone. Before any instruction, you want to connect with them first. So remember that. First is connection. Children don't just hear your words, they read your body, your face, your energy, your tone. All of that lands before the actual words do. So if they feel pulled, like threatened or rushed, and their nervous system just shuts down, okay? And a closed nervous system cannot receive instructions. Please understand this. So instead of calling from the kitchen far away, go to them physically. Walk into their space, get down to their eye level, not standing above them, just there, sitting next to them, with them, okay? That alone tells their nervous system that they're safe. Mom is here with me, not against me. Then a gentle hand on the shoulder. Over time, this becomes an anchor, and their brain learns that when she touches me like this, she's about to say something important. So I need to pay attention. Then you want to say his or her name, and then wait. Don't rush to give the instructions just yet. Just say his name. Then wait for him to look at you. Eye contact. When you have that eye contact, then you begin speaking. Okay, Ali, we have to leave in 5 minutes. Let's get ready now. One instruction, not a list, not 5 things, just one. Okay? After you give that instruction, I want you to wait. This is the hardest part, okay? For some, wait. Most of us jump back in just after 2 seconds. Are you listening? Did you hear me? I already told you, we're getting late. What we're actually doing is interrupting that exact process we want to happen, okay? So a young brain needs time to receive what you said, understand it, plan the movement, and tell the body to move. That takes longer than we think, okay? Maybe sometimes even several seconds. So after I give you instruction now, I count to 10 in my head, okay? Silently, patiently, stay present, stay calm. I do not repeat myself over and over and again. So here's what nobody tells you about that silence, okay? It's not an empty silence. Your child's nervous system is actually borrowing from yours in that moment. So when you're steady, when you're grounded, they regulate faster. When you're tense and you're stressed out in that high energy mode, they mimic that. They mirror exactly that. Okay? That 10 seconds is doing more work than you actually realize. Okay? If the 10 seconds pass and nothing happens and they haven't moved, you just get more concrete, not louder. Okay, please understand this. Get physically closer to them. Repeat the instruction once more, but simpler. Ali, get up and come down for breakfast. Or you can help them start. Okay, so go next to them and say, okay, I'll help you. You pick up this, I'll put that away. You're not doing it for them. You're teaching their brain the sequence step by step. Okay? And if you said something would happen in 5 minutes, this is really important. You go back in there after 5 minutes. Okay? Every single time. When you say you'll do something, do it. So their brain is slowly learning that when she says something, she means it. Not because she's scary, because she's consistent and she's calm. That is the biggest difference between a mom who repeats herself 20 times and one who only needs to say it once. A few small swaps that make a huge difference is that instead of being really generic, like go clean your room, try one simple task like put the blocks in the basket or put your clothes in the laundry basket. Okay, be very specific. One action they can actually picture and actually do. Instead of, yelling, don't run. Let's use walking feet instead. Okay, tell them what to do, not just what to stop doing. How many times do you repeat yourself and say, no, stop. So switch the dialogue. If they've just walked home from school, okay, and they're flat out, tired, exhausted, you want to match that energy first. Instead of like barking and, continuously nagging them to do something. Sit with them for a few minutes. Give them a few minutes before you ask anything of them, okay? Connection before direction always gets better results. Give them two choices. Not a wall of options. Do you want to do your homework first, or would you like something to eat? Okay? They feel that they have a little control when you give them these two options, but the direction stays yours, right? So if you watch this whole video and something in you is saying, okay, I understand all of this, but I don't know how to actually apply it in my real life, with my kids in my home, with everything else that's going on, I'm here for you. That's exactly what I help moms do, okay? Every child is different, every family is different, and what works beautifully for one mom might just need to be adjusted for another, right? So that's why I work with moms one-to-one. Not to hand you a script to memorize, but to help you actually understand your child and how they're wired and how you're wired, okay? How all the stories and all the beliefs and patterns that you've come up with as well, to understand yourself better, to become a better parent, right? So what they need from you and how to become that calm, regulated mother you want to be, okay? So I have a few free clarity calls available right now. It's just a conversation between the two of us. We talk about what's been happening at your home and what you've already tried, what's not working, whether working together makes sense for you, okay? But there's no pressure. The link to book is right below this video. It just takes 2 minutes to book a call with me. And if you're not ready for that yet, that's okay. Just stay here, watch another video. There's lots here for you on this YouTube, on my channel. And I'm here to support you. But if this feels that something, should really feel that I'm talking to you and you've been carrying this for a really long time, you don't have to figure it out all on your own. Okay? Jazakallah khairan for being here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll talk to you soon.